Hey, what's up guys? Mike here, and I think it's finally time to unbox my 6P. Now, a lot of you know that I have a 5X, and the packaging is pretty similar in terms of the material design. Pretty sweet retail packaging nonetheless. Now I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. Just so you are aware, this was a previously owned Nexus 6P. It was only opened and used for about 3 days. Got a pretty sweet deal on swap. I could not pass this up. Now, I haven't owned a Nexus 6P, so this will be the first time that I've actually had this in my hands for longer than maybe 10 or 5 minutes. Pretty cool branding right in here. Nexus little emboss there. And then, of course, we're going to have our little pamphlet giving us our basic information of where NFC is, how to charge it. Really basic information. As always, you do get the charger cable and the brick. The awesome Nexus 6P right there. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Now, the cool thing about the more premium 6P is that it also comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable. Unlike the 5X, they went a little cheap there, and they didn't include that cable, so that was a big letdown. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that right off the bat, this feels really freaking nice. I have been using a 5X for roughly 8 months, give and take. And you know, it is a plastic phone, still a solid device, but definitely not comparable to a metal build in any way. And I have a OnePlus 3 as well that I've been using for the past, let's say, 3 weeks now. And I'll go ahead and show that real quickly as well. So this is the OnePlus 3. This is the 6P. And I'm going to do a little quick size comparison on all three of these phones just to give you guys an idea, because I'm sure you're probably interested as well. So going with the tallness here and then the width. So you can see the differences between all three phones. Let me go ahead and straighten that back out again. So big difference between the 5X and the 6P. Not a huge difference between the OnePlus 3 and the back, but definitely going to notice a big difference on all of them in terms of height. So big differences up there, especially with the 6P, because it is going to be a little taller, bigger screen, and obviously the bezels on the top and bottom because of those front-facing speakers, unlike the other two devices on the 5X and OnePlus 3. So I am super stoked to get this all set up and running and going over ROMs the next couple of months until the new Nexus or Nexi come out. But yeah, this is a pretty sick phone, and I'm super happy I finally got a hold of one. Build quality differences right off the bat from the 5X is, like I said, very noticeable. You can see the button placement's pretty much almost identical, especially on the back as well. Now, I did get the 32GB version, so you can see it is aluminum in terms of the color. Was kind of hoping I could get a 64GB or something higher, but you know, for the price, I'm not going to complain. Now, while I'm waiting on this to set up a little bit, I'm going to show you some little differences here between the OnePlus 3 and the 6P, just while we have some downtime. So you can see here the screen's going to be a little bit different, mostly in terms of size. This one's not all the way up on brightness right now. And I'm also going to see how easily it is to transfer over my Google account, apps, and information from the OnePlus 3 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into settings. And I do believe it's going to be in my Google accounts. All the way at the bottom here, set up nearby device. Going to tap next on that. It's going to see my Nexus 6P, so that was pretty simple. And there we go. Pretty awesome. So that was pretty simple. Nothing too difficult there. And it seems like everything's working flawlessly, so pretty happy about that. One thing I do want to mention right off the bat is that I'm going to have to get used to the differences between these two devices in terms of going back to the power buttons. So the power button's the same on each phone here, but the volume rockers are going to be different on the 6P as compared to the OnePlus 3. They're on the opposite side. Another thing that I'm going to kind of miss is that priority mode switch on the OnePlus 3. So having the options to toggle full silence or just specific notifications priority, I'm going to miss that a little bit. When my phone's down on a table like this, I really do like that fingerprint sensor on the front. But there are times when I'm holding my phone and I really prefer it on the back. So it's going to be interesting going back and forth between these two and trying to determine which one that I prefer more. You know, like, do I like it on the front or do I like it on the back? But I think I prefer it on the back more often than not, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to do a quick fingerprint setup here. Normally I do 4. I do two of the same finger just because I want the most accuracy possible. But the Nexus imprint is pretty darn accurate. In terms of comparing this to like the OnePlus 3, the OnePlus 3 is kind of hit and miss every now and then. There's also some really weird things about the OnePlus 3 in terms of its fingerprint scanner as well, which I'll be going over more in the video. But it's more central located, even though it's elongated, it's not really going to hit those fingerprints on the side for the most part. So you really do have to centralize your fingerprint on that OnePlus 3, which I find to be kind of weird at times, but that's just the way it is. So having a smaller fingerprint area on the 6P just makes it more accurate, in my opinion. I'll also be going over more detail of the cameras between these two phones devices. The only difference really is the EIS, the electronic image stabilization. This one does have optic image stabilization, but it's not even really there. It's not very apparent. And I'll be going over that in some more comparison videos once I get there. One thing I do want to kind of compare real quickly is the screens. There's been a lot of talk about the pin tile display on the OnePlus 3 not being quite up to snuff, but honestly I haven't had any issues with it personally, but I did kind of want to see a little brightness factor right off the bat because I haven't done anything to tweak the OnePlus 3 display at all since I've owned it. In fact, I haven't even gotten the latest update yet. I'm still on 3.1.2 Oxygen OS. I was trying to hope that I was going to get onto a current version sometime soon, and then they delayed the 3.2 Oxygen OS, so waiting on that, trying to figure out why they delayed that. Not too happy about that. Already kind of looking at that negatively in my opinion, because you know, I just got this device. This is my first OnePlus device and they're already delaying updates, so that's not really something I'm looking forward to if that's going to be an ongoing issue. So yeah, right now I'm just going to kind of do a little comparison here on the screens, and you can clearly see that the OnePlus 3 is giving me more natural whites, or at least it appears to be. This is going to be a lot more yellow, so I'm going to have to tweak my 6P and get that screen to a more natural white, because this is just not acceptable. One thing I will check, however, is it's probably an adaptive. Nope, not adaptive. Interesting. Anyway guys, that pretty much wraps up this video for the 6P unboxing. Not really a first impressions videos by any means, just a quick unboxing. Let you guys know that I do have one. I am looking forward to doing some ROMs, looking forward to doing some modifications and showing you guys what's available out there. And definitely going to do some comparison videos between all the devices that I currently have in terms of the 5X, OnePlus 3, and the 6P, and of course the Nexi that are coming out next Nexuses that will be coming out pretty soon here. We already got some leaked information, and I'll probably be going over that as well once I get around to it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.